Another opportunity has presented itself for us to learn. And I'm glad to have this moment with as many as will join in this live video. We want to briefly look at what it takes to maximize trainings. There are trainings all over the place. I cannot even count the number of trainings I've done this year, especially if I combine those I did online and in person on site. I have lost count. I used to keep tabs of my trainings, but at some point I got so busy that I stopped doing that. I hope I'll return to that practice because it's a good practice. So yeah, what is it that you can do to ensure that when you attend a training, that training will indeed be profitable to you as a person? If you're joining me, I want you to share your thoughts with me. Which do you prefer? Please, you can make use of the comment section. You can comment. Which do you prefer? An online training or a training in person? Which do you prefer? Online or offline? Again, like I said, feel free to comment. What kind of trainings do you typically prefer? Online trainings or offline trainings? Think about that for a moment. But in this first part of my presentation, I want to establish the fact that you don't have to take every training. You don't have to take every training that comes your way to meet your needs. Not all trainings are designed to meet your needs. At least trainings are designed to meet your needs for a particular season. So in the course of trying to attend trainings, you should absolutely be sure that the training you are signing up for, number one, will meet your need. Number two, you have the necessary resources to appropriate or take advantage of that training. Necessary resources to appropriate or take advantage of that training. And when I talk about necessary resources, it could be financial resources, it could even be an intangible resource like time. Okay, you may have to move to another region to attend the training. You may have to travel to attend the training. So the question you must answer is, do you have the means to take advantage of that training? That's the first thing that we are tackling about trainings. That's point number one. If you're joining me, please, I'd like to know what you think. Which do you prefer, online trainings or in-person trainings, and why? And please just share this the link to this live video. You can share it on your status so that as many people as possible can profit from it. I really want people to get this message. Okay, so the first thing is that you have to decide if the training is relevant for you. That's the first thing. Decide if that training is relevant for you. Person, this is because we can be distracted online. The number of voice notes online is something tired. It's sometimes somehow tiring too. Okay, Kevin says offline trainings if possible. If online, fine. All right. Okay. So good. That's what Kevin thinks. That's what Deborah thinks. What do you think? If you are joining, I would like to get your opinion. Now, so the first thing you must sort out is that not all trainings are for you. Pick the trainings that are for you. Pick the trainings that work for you. That is the first one. The second thing I want to say is that you will not merely exchange of life level simply because you took part in a training. No matter how effective, no matter how world class, no matter how prolific, no matter how excellent the trainer was, your life will not automatically change because you took part in a training. Well, your mindset may change. You may have new notes, okay? Life will not change because you attended a training. You have to take this point seriously. The trainer cannot do his job and do your own job. This is what many people do not realize. The third thing I need you to know is that attending trainings in itself is not an achievement. Attending trainings in itself is not an achievement. So the question that we want to answer now is, what do you need to do? What do you need to do to be able to maximize the trainings that you attend? The information I gave you is just preliminary data that can help you to assess the validity of a training and to position yourself to make the necessary adjustments when you receive content from that training. Okay, so the first thing I want to say before we go into how to make the most of trainings, the first thing I want to say is that we should avoid falling into the danger of what we call information overload. Information overload. Now, information overload is going to be your reality if you serve in several directions things are concerned. Some people are simply addicted to programs. They are addicted to programs, and that's why they cannot make the most of the experience when they to another yet another program. A program here, a program, especially when you are trying to pull all of the programs simultaneously, it becomes a challenge. So beware of information overload. Now, I present to you 5 keys that will help you maximize a training. If you are following me as I present the keys, you just type them in the comment section. 5 keys that can help you maximize the training. Very important. Okay, the first key can help you maximize the training is mental readiness. So if you're online with me, you can just type mental readiness in the comment section. Mental readiness. Mental readiness is the first key that will help you maximize training. You are mentally ready for that training. When you look at the flyer has been released for a particular program, you go through the flyer, you check the items on the flyer, and then you decide those items are relevant for seasonal needs. Now, that is very important. Now, once you have decided on that, you have to be mentally ready. Now, mental readiness also has to do with taking time to prepare your mind for the content and the experience that training will bring with it. Prepare your mind for the content and the experience that comes with the training. And part of mental readiness is a setting of expectations. You have to set when you want to go into a training, because people who don't have expectations will not be disappointed. You have to have expectations. So the first thing, like I'm saying, is mental readiness. Under readiness, you prepare yourself for content, you prepare yourself for the experiences you are going to have in that program. The second thing which I need you to write is physical readiness. If you're following, just write it in the comment section. Physical readiness. You need to be physically ready for a training. And with physical readiness, it involves many things. It can involve, but it's not limited to getting material. You get the material, that writing material that you will need for that particular training. Okay? Please write it down in the comment section. Physical readiness. Readiness means that you can get material, like you may need a book of this nature. Okay, you may need something like a marker. This is a marker. You might need a marker. Depending on the program, you may even need a Bible. This is my Bible. You may need a Bible. All right. Physical readiness also means that if it's a program has to do with, if it's an in-person program, then we'll talk about dressing up properly for the program. We talk about taking time to ensure that you go early, you show up for the program early, you organize yourself in such a way that you go for the program early. That will fall under physical readiness. Going early, getting a good seat if it's an in-person training. Okay. But again, that is not all there is for you to be ready for the program. You also need to create space within your schedule for that program. Creating space here means that you may have to push some programs, no to some requests, okay? Whatever you need to put to mark that program, part of readiness is still part of making yourself ready for that program. Okay, those are some things I want to touch. Now, when it comes to the program itself, what is it that you have to do to maximize the program? The next step I want you to write down is intentionality. Just write that in the comment section. Intentionality. You have to be intentional. Now, the opposite of intentionality is passiveness. When you are not intentional, passive. Not intentional as a person, you are passive. Training, hoping that when the train life will change. Know that it's not, that it doesn't work that way. Please, if you are online, just write like the brother has done. Just write intentionality in the comment section. So you cannot maximize a training if you are passive while the training is on. No, you can. When I ask people to write in the comment section, is because I am trying to get you involved in what I am saying. Because you have to involve your brain. For you to be able to write, for you to be able to respond, you process. Now, intentionality means that you don't only take in, you don't only inhale, you process. You don't only swallow, you chew. Means involve a train. As a content is coming and writing, as a process content and ask yourself, now that is what it means to be in. As a person, you are able to do value-based judgments on the content you are receiving. Your role is not just to say yes and to clap when others are clapping. To evaluate things that nobody has monopoly of knowledge or wisdom. Nobody is a source and summit of knowledge or wisdom. Evaluate the things that you are learning and then ask yourself if those are true. Do your own research. Do your own background work. Do your own homework. Okay, sorry. You have, if you do not take practical steps. And the last thing is that you need to have support mechanism. You need to have a support system that will help you to continue to do the things you should be doing in the direction of change, whether you feel like it or not. You need a support system. So if you're still on with me, please just write, I need a support system in the comment section. You need support system. All right. So and we'll come back.